All right, you are live, Mr. Reid.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of LTS, which means Let Me Tell You Something podcast with my partner here, Miss LTG. Excuse me.
LTG, where'd you get that from?
Change that name. Miss
That
Gooden. Let me put
some
it this way.
initials.
Miss Gooden
Let's
Harris. Let me
try
put it that way.
LHG.
LHG. I am so sorry.
That's okay. That's
I am
okay. Good evening,
so
Mr.
sorry.
Reid. Good
Just
evening.
getting started, guys. Just getting started on this hot, humid Tuesday evening. And I'm telling you, if you are not home and under some AC, where are you guys at?
Exactly.
Oh, this is crazy. Woo, this
it's
weather.
But this is summer. This is not anything new. We live in Michigan. And we know we can have extreme summers, extreme winters. So this is a part of what happens. What I would love people to do as you all come in, please share. I'm going to share on my devices right now. Is going to my YouTube page. So I'm going to share from there and put it on my personal page. So give me just a moment to do that. You can also share, Mr. Reid, to remind your listeners and viewers out there that you're live.
Absolutely.
So we can get some people in the room.
Absolutely.
All right. And it should be on your personal page and your YouTube, the way I set it up.
Yep.
You see it on your personal page? Is it coming up?
Let me check right now. Hold on a second.
And hopefully your personal page is set to public. Or it might not come up there. As you come in, everybody speak to us. Let us know you're here. Is it on public? Your page is on public or private? Or you're not sure?
I should be on public, but let me double check.
I could tell by looking at your post. Let me see if yep, you should be. You should be. Nope, you're not. It's not. Your page is private.
Yeah,
that's okay. Be. It's private. If you look at the bottom of your any of your posts and you don't have a share button,
it's private.
That means your page is private. So that means the comments aren't gonna come through here, but I'm still saving it to my page.
Okay.
When we're done tonight, you may want to switch your page to to public, so that anybody can see your show and comment.
Right.
But in the meantime, I'm putting it on my page.
Absolutely.
Give me just 1 second. I'm gonna flip it to mine so I can.
Yeah, it's on my page right. It's on my page right now. As a matter of fact, it's on my page right now. As a matter of
your
fact,
Facebook or your YouTube?
Yes, it is. It's showing up. No, my Facebook page.
Why I don't see it?
Yes, it's on my Facebook page. Yep.
The live version of this show is on your page. I don't see it.
Yes, it is. Yep. Okay. It says Leonard Reid is live now. Yep.
Okay. I don't know why it's not showing up for me. Well, welcome again, everybody. Go ahead and share. And an official welcome to Mr. Reid, to the CCN family. What do we have on the table for discussion today?
Well, we got a lot of topics, but not that many. But it's some stuff.
A lot, but not that many. Did y'all get that? I tell you, that Mr. Reid talks in riddles to me.
Let's put it this way. It's a lot of stuff going on in the city. First of all, I want to talk about teen takeovers.
Okay.
And the thing about teen takeovers is not happening just in Detroit. It's happening around the country.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know that. You're seeing teen takeovers in New York, Houston, down south.
Okay.
One thing I will say, and I do give the current mayor a lot of credit. She has established programs for these kids for this summer. In terms of basketball programs, going to some of the rec centers. The rec centers are opening late for these kids. A whole lot of stuff being done for these kids for this summer to combat these teen takeovers. I mean, it was crazy last week when we had over 180 kids get detained for the fireworks last Monday.
Okay.
And that's a huge increase from the year before, which it was only 100 detainees.
For almost 100% increase.
Absolutely. And I don't know what's going on with these kids these days. It's just crazy. Matter of fact, I'll tell you this afternoon, despite being outside in the heat, I went to a department store early this afternoon, and was able to talk to a couple of kids in the department store. And first thing I asked them about, how do you guys feel about these teen takeovers? And some of them were disappointed because they said that's not Detroit kids. You know? And I asked them another question.
Okay.
And that was, what makes these kids decide to go out here? And I told them, I said, I'm trying to be nice, act a fool. And this young boy who was about 12 years old, he said, let me tell you, number one, he said part of it is the parents. And I was a little surprised when he said that.
Okay.
Because he said that in front of his mother.
Okay.
And I was like, wow. And I asked him, I said, well, let me get an explanation on that. He said, well, some of these mothers are single parents and they aren't able, Nate, some of these parents do work. And some of these parents aren't able to take care of their kids like they're supposed to. I said, well, hold on a minute. I understand where you're coming from. But when you are, and I said, and I talked to his mom too. I said, I understand that you're a single parent. And she said, absolutely. I said, well, let me ask you a question. Do you think at a certain age, especially where your son is right now, do you think that he should be, how can I put it? He should be able to take care of himself at his age? And she's like, absolutely. She said, remember those days when we were kids where your mother or your father or just your mom taught you everything at an early age? I was like, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You're absolutely right. I mean, these kids right now, it's like I was telling her, I said, I'm not trying to jump on you. Let's get that straight. I said, I see right now you old school like I am. I was 10 years old when my mother taught us to wash our clothes,
right?
Make our own meals. My mother at the time was going to school. My mother was in college. So my mother decided when we all got older to go back to college and handle her business, which I'm so glad she did. But we learned at an early age to do what we had to do basically when we got to adult age.
Well, I think it's important to make sure we put a disclaimer out here. We don't want to put all the teens in one bucket.
Absolutely.
I happen to know some very, very well-rounded, well-mannered teenagers. So it's not all of them. So I always like to be careful how I approach conversations like this.
Exactly.
Because it's like saying all fat people stink. No.
Right.
So I want to make sure that we, number one, give kudos to those teenagers who are going to school faithfully, doing well academically, or doing their best, who are not one of the 180 that were arrested, who are adhering to whatever rules exist at home. I want to say thank you and keep doing that. Now, going back to the single motherhood, been there, and to that child's, for him to say that it has to do with the parents, you may never hear that from a child.
True.
I think that's very insightful for him to say that. Then the other part of it is, being a single mother, you do have to work.
Absolutely.
You got to provide for your children.
Yeah.
So depending on what you're instilling in them to be careful while you're gone, it depends on how you got your house set up. Because some parents decide not to leave their kids home alone at a certain age. What do you feel the age of accountability is to be left alone? Do you feel it's 12, 13, 14? What is that?
I agree with that 100% because I remember when I was younger, I think my mother started having us be alone in the house at about 13, 14. and I was just getting into high school. And I remember those days where my mother would, my mother was still doing her thing at her age. My mother was still going out, hanging out with her friends, partying it up on Friday and Saturday night. And basically what we would do, we would be, we were in the house alone, but what she would do, we would have on the porch light.
Okay.
We all had all emergency numbers. So if anything happened, I was able to call my aunt and call people.
Right.
And, make sure everything, they would always call us to make sure that everything was fine.
Right.
And then basically we knew when she got home, as soon as she opened that door and the porch light was off, we knew she was home.
Okay.
So we also it was to make sure that she was safe getting home as well.
That's good.
That's but good. I agree with that 100%. I mean, and like I explained to him, I said, I'm not trying to call all kids out because I see a lot of kids out here right now that are flourishing.
Yes.
That are flourishing. These kids out here are flourishing. And that's the one thing that we need, not only in Detroit and the state of Michigan, but around the country. We need these kids to just quit hanging in the streets, which basically we all know is a no-go anyway. Why would you hang out in the street? It's gonna get you into trouble in the first place.
Well, that depends on and this was an old term we used to hear back in the day, peer pressure.
Right.
If the people who you are hanging around are in the streets or about that life, as we used to call it, then the pressure is, you can't come out, or you stuck in a house. Right. So they're trying to live up to this standard based upon the crowd. And let's be honest. We had peer pressure too.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure they used to call teen takeovers. This is nothing new.
Right.
Let's not pretend that we were innocent.
Oh, absolutely.
100% in the 80s and 90s. And we had different types of trouble, but let's be clear. Let's be very clear. We had unruliness. We had brawls and fights. We had kids coming to cash check wanting to fight us. We had gun violence. We had prostitution. We had the drug epidemic, crack. We had abandoned homes. So let's put this out there. I want people to hear this. We're not saying that this is new. It's not. Every generation probably goes through this. Every generation has unruly youth and unruly grown people.
Absolutely.
The difference is we didn't have social media. Yeah. We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have so much stuff at our disposal that drew us into these negative spaces. We had other problems, but we also had things to do. I can remember recreational centers. I can remember the YMCA. I can remember block club parties. Absolutely. I can remember knowing my neighbors on my grandmother's block. I can remember a more of a community type of environment where I felt that we had like a family almost.
Absolutely.
I don't know if we have that today. I don't know. Do you think we have that today, Mr. Reid?
I think we have a semblance of it. But I would like to see more of that what we grew up with, because the one thing I can say, as me and my cousin talk from time to time, we always talk about our old neighborhood, and it was a family atmosphere. I mean, everybody in the neighborhood knew each other. The parents knew the kids knew the parents. No issues, no nothing. If something needed to be done, you would go to that person and say, hey, we see that you need your grass cut or something like that. We would help each other out. We would help the neighbors out. We would cut the grass. We would get paid for it. You don't see that much of that anymore.
No, you don't.
It's like, wow. It's like, you don't see, I do see it from time to time. You do see kids in certain neighborhoods do come out with 3 or 4 kids, 5 kids, come out with lawnmowers, rakes, and stuff like that, and going around and asking people to cut grass. I said, well, see, that's what I'm talking about. That's a hustle.
But that's
what we grew up with.
Was being taught, because my thing is, and I can only speak for some of the people that I know. When I was growing up, you had chores, you had responsibilities. I don't want to hear no, I don't feel like it. My mother would get me up out that bed. I don't care if it's midnight. I said, wash the dishes. I don't care if it's 2 forks and 7 spoons. We were taught to help maintain the home. This is our home. God gave us this home. So we as a collective should be willing to help maintain it. I got allowance. And if I did really good, I may get $5 a week, whatever. So that's the beginning stages of instilling a work ethic in your children, which helps them when they get to high school and go into co-op or get jobs. They've already established accountability, punctuality, determination. When these things aren't taught at the home level, that's when we have some of these problems. We got somebody in the chat. Hi, Annette Marie. Hi, my sister. She says, no such thing as I don't. Let me tell you, sis, I didn't get yanked about that bed in a good slumber. When mama said wash the dishes, when mama said clean the bathroom, and you in the bed, oh, you coming about that bed. And I hated it then, but it taught me when I get my own home, why would you not want to have your dishes washed, your bathroom clean, your kitchen clean? Why would you want to cook in a dirty kitchen? So when children start to complain, I turn it around. You're going to have your own place someday. You're going to have your own family someday, because guess what? They're not doing home economics in schools no more. And even if they were, it's the parents' job to start those type of discussions. But guess what? Some of the parents are almost the same age as the kids.
True.
Parents are getting younger and younger. Grandparents used to be in their 50s and 60s. Grandparents are starting in their 30s now. So when you have children having children, and then the parent is still a child and didn't have those teachings, then they really can't give that to their child if they never got it. That's why you need the village.
I agree. I totally agree.
We're not talking about this stuff. School, home economics, teaching you how to wash clothes, fry chicken, clean, create different dishes to be able to go home and help your mama who is a single mama. Why should mama only be the one cooking? They got one pot skillet creations, hamburger helper.
Thank you.
They got one crock pot delight.
Thank you.
It's a lot of stuff that your children could be helping you do. I have to give kudos to my daughter. She, when I be working and she was at home, she would have dinner ready. It could be a one skillet. I don't care. It could be hot dogs and chips. So these single moms, yes, they're the parent, Mr. Reid, but there has to be a collective discussion on how can we have a cohesive family unit. That's right. Cut a whole chicken. Yes.
Yeah.
It's so many quick stuff now. We no longer have to slave over the stove for 7 hours, 40 days and 40 nights to create a meal. We had chicken tonight when I was little. We had hamburger. We had Sloppy Joe. So we had back.
We had back when I was a kid. We had I think you and I talked about this a while back ago. We had hot dogs cut up in the pork and beans. Hot dogs cut up in the SpaghettiOs. Stuff that we grew up with back in the day. That kids don't. I try to tell people, you guys need to be back to
I couldn't stand that nasty SpaghettiO stuff.
We couldn't, but it was a meal.
It was nasty. I like hamburger helper, Sloppy Joe, but now because we have the internet, it's full of millions of recipes.
Oh yeah.
You can do it. You can take a chicken and create something different every day and don't have the same dish for a month.
Exactly.
So I say that to say, back in my day, we had a dining room table.
Yep.
And our family ate together. We talked about each other's day. Because of these smartphones and because of the things that everybody's so busy doing, the communication is really poor in many of our homes. So if we're not talking to the children to find out where they are, which is why you had 180 students outside when they weren't supposed to be without a parent, that's 180 homes, or at least 80 homes or whatever, that I'm wondering, did you know where your child was? Now you got a fat ticket. Don't be mad.
Exactly. Not only them, but the kids as well. The kids as well.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, they got money.
But you hit it on the head in terms of the one thing you do not see a lot of anymore. You do not see a lot of families coming together, especially when you got kids at a young age. I remember when my dad, my mom, me and my brother would always be at the dinner table, 6 o'clock on the nose. My mother had dinner ready. We pray before we eat, had dinner, great time. Then after that, my dad would take me and my brother. Y'all got homework. Showed us homework. Did homework together. Then after that, we would spend a couple hours watching TV and go to bed. The other thing is a lot of the programs that we grew up with back in the day pretty much have gone this has gone downhill.
We had sitcoms.
Absolutely.
Man, TV was everything then. And that was a source of connection, sitting around the television, laughing and at our favorite show. Wow. We got a comment in here. My sister says, my daughter's family sits at the table and no cell phones allowed. Even when I visit, I can't have my phone at the table. My godfather is the same way. And I thought it was crazy at first, but it made me realize family time is so precious. Just let's have a good hour of just talking. We played board games, Monopoly, Connect Four. You suck my bat toe shit. All of that. I mean, Twister. I mean, man, what a different time is just different now, Leonard.
Well, you hit it right on the head. The social media has really, I tell people, everybody always asks me, what do you think about social media? I said social media can be a blessing and it can be a curse. It can be both, you know.
Yes, I agree.
But the thing is, I wish these kids would personally, we need to get back to that family core where everybody meets at the table for dinner, and basically tell everybody, no cell phones, cut off, period. No cell phones. We gonna talk. How was your day? How's things going? Talk what's going on in the family, But I was saying earlier about like programs that we had when I was in high school. A friend of mine had told me about Junior Achievement.
Yeah, Jay,
that's another big program that has, I hate to say, gone down the toilet, but it has, because I was in Junior Achievement my full 4 years in high school. That taught me a lot.
Yep, me too.
A lot. Taught me a lot. It taught me a lot about business, how to start a business, how to focus on getting all your ducks in a row when it comes to your management team and everything. And it was so sad because back in the day, we learned that because we had mall sales at different malls back then. We used to go to Northland, Eastland, Southland, all those different types of malls to sell our product. And you don't have that no more, especially not in Detroit. They just basically phased it out in, I think, the late 90s, early 2000s. And I was like, wow. When I heard about that, I was like, man, I learned a lot of stuff from Junior Achievement my 4 years.
Absolutely. And that's why I have to shout out my brother, Andrew Griffin, who has an organization called Rewrite the Vision, because what he is doing with the youth reminds me a lot of Junior Achievement, but he's added to that leadership, self-esteem, anti-bullying presentations. I talk about podcasting and how young people can use that to put their voice out there. it's a very good comprehensive program to do what JA did, to provide youth with a purpose, taking their God-given skills to another level, to show them how to be entrepreneurs. Can you imagine if we get the young people entrepreneur frame of mind before they become an adult? Can you imagine showing them how to budget? Home economics used to show them.
Exactly. I learned how to cook. Oh my God, I learned how to cook in 6th grade. So
I burnt
it
my
was
chicken
crazy.
up, so it was traumatizing. Cousin said you had that battleship game, Mr. Reid.
Oh yeah, we had the battleship back in the day.
You did. See?
Oh yeah, we had the battleship.
Even had back in the day. We had video games, and just as we look at social media now, parents back then thought video games, and even now some of these video games are a bit much. We maybe had Atari, Frogger, Pac-Man. When they started coming out with Mortal Kombat, slicingandicing.com, and what was it, Minecraft and Auto Theft, and they started to simulate bad stuff.
Absolutely.
And that was, to me, the beginning of shaping our young minds into doing things that are not positive. And then it went from that to social media. It went from that to just being so tired. And I'm tired to my phone too, to a point. But this thing has gotten so deep to where there really is no real recreation. They find things to do outside and fighting. If you look at social media and you see all these brawls, even at graduations, they're fighting. They're looking for something to do. And unfortunately, they're trying to start violence because they're bored. I think they're just bored, Leonard Reid.
Yeah. Well, I remember when we were probably in the early 80s. Remember those the sports games used to have the basketball and the football. The Mattel used to make a football game. Coleco used to make football games. And what we would do when I was in high school, we would sneak them in high school. We play them during the study hall.
Yep, I remember.
And we would just have fun. That was fun. And then the arcades came a little later, where you could just go to arcade, get your roll of quarters, and go play Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Defender, all the good games. Not these so-called chop 'em up games that they have right now on like PlayStation and stuff like that, you know?
Yes, but it goes back to the home. And I understand about working, been there.
Right. Absolutely.
If you're a single mom, single dad, we can't leave single dads out. There's some single dad homes.
Oh, absolutely.
If you know that your time is limited and you have to work 1 or 2 jobs, that means you're going to need to connect with somebody.
Right.
Whether it's a relative, someone that's retired, that can help when you're not there. I was blessed to have, when my daughter was small and I had to go back to work, I was blessed to have my own cousin who wasn't working a regular job at the time to keep my daughter. So I knew my daughter was, number one, safe. Number two, I knew she was around other children and she was actually being educated, in a Christian home. I didn't have to do any potty training because she watched her little cousins. So it goes back to, if you know you can't do this alone, are you reaching out? Do you have family? Do you have a local church? Have you found some organization, something where you can connect? And maybe we got to create something where a bunch of retired people get together and say, I could watch someone's child for an hour here or 2 hours there. And I know you have to be careful about who you bring in your home. I know that could be, a little scary sometimes, but back in the day when my grandmother kept children, if she couldn't walk me to school, the lady at the corner could see the school from her door. So all she had to do was stand in her door and she watched me walk through the alley, and then she would tell my grandmother she made it in.
Yeah.
We are going to have to find a way to pull together, because we can't not work unless you're, rich. There's going to be plenty of single parents because they have to be able to work and provide for the kids. But
absolutely,
children also need someone to provide for them.
Correct.
While mom and dad is working, who can provide for them, watch them, and make sure they're not getting in trouble while parents are working, especially when COVID happened and they couldn't go in the schoolhouse. So some parents, I don't know what they did. Like, they got to go to work. They probably had to get a babysitter, or the kids were by themselves and hoping that they log on to school. Maybe not. I don't know.
Well, that's true. The thing is, right now, that's why I always try to tell people, I always tell people, never forget where you came from. Because the thing that the people, some people always think, well, hey, years later, things years later, it's like, when you got a new generation of kids, a new generation of people out here, some people, it's like they don't want to hear your story. But then you do have some people that say, well, hold on a minute. I would like to know what you went through and what you had to do when you were a kid, and what's the difference between 40 years ago and now.
Okay.
And my first answer is social media is the first thing.
Major.
Second thing is, guys, we never had phones. We had either two things. You had either two things for entertainment: the TV and the radio. That's what you had.
Yep. I agree. TV I had a phone eventually, but not as a teenager. I had a pager, and I'm not really sure why I needed a pager. Pagers just turned into something really big. It was supposed to be it was doctors and drug dealers.
Right.
And next thing you know, the pager business, 7 Mile, was nothing but braid salons and pager places. So I'm paying $7 a month out of my little co-op check to keep a pager. I can't call nobody back till I get home on the bus.
Exactly.
It was cool. It was the cool thing to have a pager.
Or on the payphone. On the
payphone. Oh my gosh. These kids don't even know what a payphone is.
Or on the payphone.
Lord have mercy, the payphone.
Or on the payphone. Or on the payphone.
I didn't get a phone until I got my first car. And they gave me a bag phone. You had to put it in the what you call it, the cigarette lighter.
Right.
And that was my Verizon. My first Verizon cell phone was in the bag, in the cigarette lighter. And you think about it, you ain't supposed to be talking and driving. So maybe that wasn't a good idea. I don't know.
That's true.
But that's all I had. And you had to have a service, the Verizon service. So at first it was on because the car dealer had it on. But after I didn't pay that first bill, I ain't having no more.
I had a Ameritech, let me tell you. I had a Ameritech back in the day, and I had I had the flip phone. I was one of the first people in my neighborhood to have a flip phone. And I was like, oh my goodness. Whew. That bill got too much for me. I was like, heck with it. I gotta get rid of this.
Get like that sometimes. Hey, Zeta, welcome. Thank you for coming through the Let Me Tell You Something podcast with Leonard Reid. We're talking about these teen takeovers, Z. And I was saying earlier that we had our own issues back in the 80s. Remember when the Americana movie theater, when the movie Colors came out?
Yeah.
Something happened to where there was some kind of altercation because the movie was so... the content of the movie got people all riled up. Boys in the Hood came out, and we want to be all thuggish, ruggish bone and stuff. So that's when they started getting the metal detectors at the movies after the Colors situation. You remember that?
Oh, I remember that very well.
So we're not immune to the fact that yes, teens were doing things back then. It just seems like things have escalated to the point of people are being fatally wounded more than I can remember as a kid myself. Maybe I'm wrong. Wrong.
Okay. No, you're right though. You're right. I mean, that's you got to some of the stuff that I wanted to talk about, but I was going to talk about next week in terms of topic. But let's go on ahead. Let's get to the next topic, and that is I want to talk because some of my buddies on Facebook would love to know what's the situation involving my old high school. As you can see, guys, I have my old high school picture in the middle. Cardinals. And I graduated in 1984. We found out a little more than a month ago that Detroit Public School Community District is decided to tear down Cooley.
Oh no.
Now, one thing I have found out that there was an injunction given to DPSCD and their lawyers, but we have not heard no response.
Okay.
None. We have not heard no response. We're trying to find out a little more what's going on, but as of today, when I went down there, they were still working on it. They haven't started tearing it down yet. They're getting rid of they're taking down some of the artifacts that are on the school right now. I don't know how long.
What do you all want to happen? Give a little bit of context.
We have always not only the alumni.
Okay.
This is the community.
Okay.
A community around Cooley. We have always wanted a piece of that school to be left up.
Okay.
If you're gonna tear it down, tear up some of it, but don't tear up all of it.
Okay.
And we can have a community hub where it benefits not only alumni, but it also benefits the community.
Okay.
DPSCD will not heed to nothing we talk about or discuss. We had a meeting over a month ago. I had 3 people that had great ideas about what should be done to the property.
Okay.
Their superintendent didn't want to hear it. He didn't want to hear it at all. I tried to talk to a school board member who shall be nameless. Basically said it's out of their hands. To me, and I told her this, I don't get it. You guys came to us years ago when you guys decided that you wanted to make it into a sports complex. But you guys told us you didn't have the funds to do it. You didn't have the funds. Now you get a $15 million subsidy from the state of Michigan, which in fact has to be used by September.
Oh.
If it doesn't, they don't get the money and they can't do anything, and they would basically leave Cooley the way it is.
Okay.
My problem is this. The school could have been bought by 5 different people in a span of 10 years after Cooley got shut down. Cooley was closed in 2010. They had 5 buyers that wanted to buy the school, and they all wanted it for the same reason. And that was to build for the community.
Okay.
They denied each offer.
Wow.
I'm like, okay. Now also, when I was at a photo op 3 weeks ago, we heard from the community. The community was standing by us 100%. They said, number one, we didn't know nothing about this. This is a backdoor deal that you got, that DPSCD is pulling.
Wow.
And my major problem I have with this is one thing.
Okay.
They're going to build a football field on the property.
Okay.
That's not the problem. That's not the problem. The problem is it's for Cody High School, which is 10 minutes away, 10, 15 minutes away from Cooley.
Why would they?
And you're going to name the field. And you're going to name the field after Cody. No Cooley High, no nothing.
Property.
Huh?
On Cooley ground.
Thank you.
It's gonna be
on
called
Cooley ground. On Cooley ground, which is ridiculous. Which is ridiculous.
It's a long way to have to travel. I mean, not super long, but it's long enough.
The problem I have also, Cody is being built a new school right now.
You can't have a new field on the same land.
Why exactly? Why can't you build a football field and a track on the old property?
Wow.
That's what everybody's so mad about.
Wow.
I will keep you guys up to date on what happens with that.
Yeah, I would like to know how that goes.
But as far as I'm concerned, and a lot of my alumni family is concerned, this is a disgrace. It's a disgrace. But what can you do? You know, I'll let you guys know.
What you're doing now, that's what you can do. Say something.
Oh, absolutely.
Show up to the meetings.
Oh, I go to meetings all the time. I don't play.
It don't make no sense.
My family knows that. I mean,
your family, your friends, and I'm sure the rest of your block knows that.
This school that school means to me more than anything that a lot of people don't understand. I got friends of mine that don't even that didn't go to Cooley, and they said, well, what makes that school so important? I met a lot of people at that school. Not only teachers, not only principal, not only his staff. Dr. Jenkins was one of the best principals ever in Detroit public schools back in the day, period. Some of the best brothers and sisters that I still have as friends today. One of my dearest friends was the one that told me, Leonard, you got to go to the hospital. This was 7 years ago. She was the one that told me, you got to go to the hospital, bro. I don't want to see you go nowhere.
Yeah.
My other sister was the one that contacted her, saw what was wrong with my foot, and said, you need to go to the hospital. Called me immediately. You need to go to the hospital. That's when I found out I was diabetic. But that's those brothers and sisters for life. They know that. Not only my class, but other classes that I've known over the years. I'll tell anybody to this day, my big sister, me and her talked about it a couple of years ago. And I told her, I said, Anise, where would we be if you and I did not meet each other back my senior year at Cooley? You and I have been friends for 40 plus years.
Wow.
40 plus. Her daughter is my goddaughter. That's my heart, you know?
Yes.
And
yes, indeed.
The one I tell everybody to this day, you know, one thing that you got to always remember, don't forget where you came from. And the other thing is too, when you got people in school that really focused, that really gave you that meaning of not only being there, but accomplishing something. And back then, my class was one of the top 3 classes in Cooley history in terms of graduating seniors. We had nearly 600 seniors.
Wow.
600. Nearly back then. 600 seniors compared to now. I mean, now you go to a high school graduation, you barely maybe get 125, 130, maybe 150. That's a huge difference.
So here's the saving grace. And I'm not saying that this injunction won't work. But if the school is torn down, if they do the Cooley football stadium, whatever, the saving grace is you still have these relationships. No building being torn down can take away the connections and the people that God placed in your life. So I ain't saying don't fight. Right. I'm just saying, thank God that building and that brick and mortar does not limit you from having long-term connections with the people who God placed in your path.
Absolutely.
I don't have a lot of people that I keep in contact with on that level. My best friend from middle school, she came to Cass with me for a while too. So we're still connected. But even if that building is wiped out. The memories of it live in you all. So as long as y'all still having y'all picnics, I like how y'all met up at Cooley and took y'all a picture before it gets torn down. That's a keepsake. So that means y'all need a time capsule. I wish there was like some artifacts y'all can put in an old school time capsule and bury it on Cooley ground, and then 30 years from now, somebody dig it up. I really wish y'all could do that.
Let me tell you right now, we do have a time capsule.
Where is it?
It's in front of the building.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the people asked at the meeting. Is it a possibility before they tear it down and stuff like that? Is it possible we can get that time capsule and put it somewhere else on the property? Okay. Which I think would be a great idea.
I hope y'all do that, because it would be really, really amazing for 25 whatever years from now, that, you know, the children, grandchildren of the Cooley graduates, somebody can go and dig that up and find history. I think that would be amazing.
Absolutely.
I think every high school should do that, because, you know,
you're right.
These schools are getting torn down or rebuilt. Nothing wrong with rebuilding, but I'm not sure if our young people now value the relationships in high school. High school is not a fun time for everyone. I had a lot of bullying going on in high school, so I'm not as fond of it as you, but I did meet some people who I do still connect with. Thank God for social media. That's a good part of social media.
Absolutely.
Right? We have a Cass Tech, reunion. I've never been to one, but I might go on and step out this year, since I've been out of high school 75 years. So I may have to, connect with them. They seem to be having a great time. And it's great to see your former classmates accomplishing their dreams, and I want to be able to support their businesses. And
exactly,
your testimony is special because you got a daughter.
Absolutely.
Someone who you love. Your high school connections gave you a family, an extension of your family. So I understand why you go so hard, but just in case they decide not to keep it, your story, no one can take that from you. Your testimony, nobody can take that from you ever.
100%. 100%. Absolutely. And I'll tell you this, one of my dearest Cardinal sisters, her name is Tammy Walker, class of 89. I got to give a shout out to my girl. She made these terrific t-shirts. I have one. I have two of them. I have two, but I'm about to get another one.
Lord have mercy. We gonna have one for every day of the week.
Well, let me say this right now. It's beautiful. The way she did them is beautiful, because she did when the school was built to now when the school is being torn down. And she let everybody know on that t-shirt, we from Finkel and Hubble. I said, yes,
what you
ma'am.
Know about Finkel? You don't know about
no yes, Finkel? Ma'am. I said, that's what we talking about. I grew up on Finkel and Hubble.
What you know about Shelfonte? What?
I grew up on Finkel and Hubble. That's part of my upbringing.
That's my hood. That's my hood. My granny had a house over there. I'm telling you. Wow.
And we talk about that all the time at the picnics. We talk about the hangouts we had and everything that went on back in the day. And like you said, if they do succeed in tearing it down, the one thing that we do have is memories.
Yes,
and they've been great, and they've been great memories.
Good,
been great memories.
Yes, and pass them down to everybody. We gotta keep talking about it. And that's why my nickname for your podcast is the Block Club Party in an Hour.
Absolutely.
I want people to feel like we sitting around a card table. I could never play cards. Maybe one day with somebody. Man, it looks so fun. But you sitting around a card table, and you know how we had that good belly laugh. You got a couple ribs. Speaking of ribs, my neighbor is barbecuing in this heat.
I saw that. I was like, wow. I said, they barbecuing in this heat.
IV. You gonna need an IV. It's 90 degrees. And you about to
wow. I was like, wow, in this heat.
Woo! But I said, give me a bone though. Give me a couple bones. I'm gonna come back through here. I'm gonna bring my own aluminum foil, not aluminum, my own aluminum foil.
Right.
Put me 2 good bones. But it is hot. But anyway, my dad's neighborhood. Shout out to Joy Road and Linwood.
Oh goodness, yes.
They still have block clubs because my daddy. Lord, I love my daddy. He the only one that would come to the block club party in his Sunday best. Like, Daddy, you could put on some shorts. But they had a vacant lot where a house used to be that was torn down. They kept it up. I love seeing community gardens. I love that. That's another thing. We need to have. My sister said she gonna teach me how to play spades. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, she know how to play spades. Oh, she know that's the only game she knows how to play is spades.
Well, you know one more than I do. I mean, but it's things like that that I'm not trying to be, I'm not a doctor. Right. But the things that increase our mental health capacity include having fun. Life is not meant to be get up, go to work, a job you hate, go home, take 15-minute nap, eat one chicken wing, and get up and do it again. You know, that's not what life is meant to be, and it's not the abundant life that God wants for us. There has to be fun, there has to be peace, there has to be joy, all the fruit of the spirit. We need to have all of that. And block club parties and outdoor concerts. I wanted to, when I moved in my house, what I wanted to do, it's going to sound crazy, Leonard Reid. I wanted everybody in the neighborhood to come outside with a table and cook a dish from your culture.
Oh, okay.
Put it on your table and we just go around and sample. Now, I don't know. We may need some burners after that. I don't know. You know. But I'm just saying it would bring us outside and it would allow us to learn about different food and it'll have us communicating with each other.
Absolutely.
I make some good grits. I'll come out there with my grits. Some shrimp and some grits, some catfish and grits. But we don't do anything. We're not going outside.
Right.
To communicate and to commune and to laugh and joke. They still have carnivals in some neighborhoods. That used to be the thing to do back in the day. Your mama and dad take you to the carnival, to the Ice Capades, Sesame Street Live, the Barnum and Bailey Circus. We had stuff to do outside. These phones have taken a whole new, they've taken our entertainment to a more of a digital level. And the things that I love to do to be out with other people. I love going to the movies. Netflix is nice, but I like to go to the movies and sit in the theater with the popcorn and the slushie.
You getting to some of my topics for next week.
I'm sorry.
Because I want to talk about, let me say this right now. I want to talk about theater culture from the 70s and 80s to now. The other thing I want to talk about, I'm gonna give a little hint on my next podcast. Not only theater culture, I want to talk about cabaret culture.
I heard about
you do not. We do not. We do not. And that's the one thing that people forget about. I'm like, guys,
because y'all know how to act at the cabaret in 2026.
Correct.
That's why.
Cabarets back in the day, and I try to tell people this, cabarets back in the day, you go party. You go with whoever you with, or you can go with your friends, go to a club, have a good time, no fighting, no none of this, no none of that. Everybody talking, having a good time, drinking. You know, you don't have that no more.
They don't know how to do that responsibly. Somebody gonna go in there and bump into their baby mama with a new dude, and it be on Channel 4 channel 2 and channel 7.
Also,
we don't have conflict resolution to act like we are civilized in that capacity anymore.
Also, I want to talk about the clubs that we had back in the day. Okay. I'm talking Detroit West Club. I'm talking I'm talking 20 grand. I'm talking about clubs back in the day that these kids do not know about. But when they hear about it, they're going to be like, "Are you kidding?"
I didn't know nothing about it because we had to go to church. That was our club, the JesusClub.com.
But I want to get to, because we're getting down to some short time.
Yep, we got about 4 minutes.
I'm getting to LBR's saving money tips.
Let's go.
All right. LHG, y'all, contacted me this afternoon about an app that she got a good deal on. And one of the apps is one of my favorites. I love Walmart Plus, especially if you are a person that goes to Walmart. This app is for you, because the one thing about that app, if you have your stuff delivered, you can have them delivered from the app through Walmart Plus. You can also order a pickup of a certain item. All you got to do is go on there, pick what item you're getting, pay for it on the app, and then all you do is go pick it up. Another thing is they give you a lot of special discounts. One of the discounts I love, and my cousin will tell you this because I share it with her, you get Paramount Plus included in the Walmart Plus with Walmart Plus. And that's normally an $8.99 value. You have to pay $9 a month to stream the service.
Okay.
You get that free.
Okay, I like free.
If you have a Burger King app, and I'm gonna give you some advice. If you do fast food, I'm gonna tell you right now, you better jump on McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, Dunkin' Donuts. All the major fast food restaurants have an app that you can get on your phone. And the one thing that people don't know is using the app, you save money. You save money. Yep. You don't have to pay. Sometimes you might see they might have a special on something about maybe $1 cheaper, and they say you can buy it on the app. Buy it on the app, pick it up, or have it delivered. No big deal. I give you another thing that a lot of people need to jump on, especially the way gas prices are these days.
Exactly.
Earnify, which is one of my favorites, and that's BP and Amoco app. You can save 10 cents a gallon on gas. Citco. And Citco's got a deal. Citco, I tell everybody, if you get it, they got a deal right now where you can save 30 cents a gallon of gas on a gallon of gas.
30 cents a gallon?
30 cents a gallon on your first 30 on your first 30 gallons.
Thank you, God.
Exactly. Citco, Mobile has an app, which is the same thing. Shell has an app.
Okay. Come on, app.
But there are a lot of apps. I try to tell people, if you take advantage of these apps, especially the way things are these days, because money's tight. Money's tight on everybody.
Yeah.
And take advantage of these apps while you can, because you never know. You be in a jam, you can be like, hold it. Mr. Reid said about a certain app. Then you think of the app, you be like, oh, let me jump on this, Let me jump on this. Guys, take advantage of the apps while you can, because like I tell everybody, you're trying to save money these days. A lot of people are. Got to be definitely take advantage of it. I've been doing it for the last 8 years. Even my goddaughter was the one that told me about some of these apps you can use. Fetch is one of them. Fetch is one of them, where all you do is scan your receipts. Every time you get a receipt from a store or something, you earn points towards gift cards. By the way, I just got a $20 gift card 2 weeks ago for Amazon, which I just used today. Speaking of Amazon, if you are a Prime membership, if you have a Prime member, but if you're a Prime member and you have an EBT card, take advantage, because they charge $14.99 a month for a Prime membership. If you have an EBT card, it's half that. It's only $6.99 a month.
Okay. Well, we're gonna get ready to wrap up. Speaking of saving money, I do want to put something on the screen. Let me see if I can make this work. All right. Yep. Financial Freedom Friday. My good brother Andrew Griffin, who is a monthly guest on Power Hour, he and his beautiful wife are partnering with their organizations to create an atmosphere where we come together to learn about saving money, how to reduce debt, building generational wealth, and protecting your family's future. It is Friday, July 10th. The address is on the screen. Take a picture of that. Limited seating, so please grab your spot with that QR code. I hope that you can be there. And this is something that they're going to be doing periodically just to help us save. And as Mr. Reid was saying, times have been tight, but there's still ways. If you make any money, then there's ways for you to be financially free. Don't think that if you're low income, you can't do this. You can. It's a way to do it. And these two are my brother and sister, and she has a company called Green Highlights, where we come together as a community to save together through tried and true strategy. So I just want to put that out there and invite everyone to get their spot. And I'm going to let you close out and let us know when you'll be back.
I will be back in 2 weeks, guys, for the next podcast. And we will be talking about, like I said, Detroit theater culture, talking about some of the famous theaters that we had in this city back in the day. Also, I want to talk about affordable housing.
Okay.
Especially the new Park Apartments over there in Rosedale Park. That was just built. Right. Beautiful apartments. But I found out a little bit some disturbing stuff in terms of how much these tenants are paying for these apartments. And these are supposed to be seniors. So I'm going to tell you a little more about that. And also, I want to talk about some of these buildings that we have still in the city that can be rehabbed, that can be refurbished for affordable housing, and you don't have to pay what these people in this new housing project are paying for these apartments. We have an apartment complex that's being built out here in the University District. And when I found out it was a church in the area that's refurbishing an old apartment building, it's got 20 apartments. They're starting at $300 a month.
Well, let's not go too deep in. Let's not tell too much. Let's save that for.
I'll say that for
the next episode. We're at 8:19, so we're gonna get ready to wrap on up.
All right. But like I said, it'll be a lot of other stuff we'll be discussing. And you guys have a great night. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you,
everyone. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Thank you, everyone. Cousin says she enjoyed the conversation. She'll see us next week. Thank you, everyone. Go ahead and subscribe and share. Good night, everybody.